Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with Lucy and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Lucy's ability to understand and respond to her formal on-leash obedience commands. The tiny little corrections and lots of motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction again that we give is a little tug and release on the training collar as a reminder so that the dog keeps up to speed with what you're doing. Now Lucy is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done, and the first exercise that we're going to be demonstrating for you is heeling. Heeling is one of our most loved exercises. It's proper leash walking, and the command is Lucy, heel.
Lucy, heel.
Now at this point, Lucy has a job to do, and that is to maintain pace with you when walking. If you're walking at a good clip, you're a power walker, she should walk with you at that pace. If you walk very slowly with a neighbor and you're having a conversation, she should adjust her pace to yours, and when you stop your feet, she's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. So this makes walking her, even as she gets bigger, a pleasure. You're never being dragged down the street. She's always matching pace with you. And that is a simple heel command. Nice automatic sits for when you cross traffic or talk to a neighbor. It's very windy out here today, post-storm. So she's watching the leaves blow around. Now the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. If you can see by her body language that she's thinking of getting up, you pull straight up on your leash and you tell her no, sit. And you can practice this indoors as well as outdoors. When Rich returns back to her, he walks counterclockwise all the way around her. She should remain seated until Rich gets back to her shoulders, and at this point she expects to get another command. He praises her while they're moving along. Good girl, good heel. Just to keep her motivated and paying attention. We do little turns to keep it challenging. We change our pace. Rich is going to leave her in another sit-stay. And practice this right inside. You don't have to go outside in the cold. You can practice these commands in your house. And this time, instead of returning all the way back to her, Rich is going to use her name and he's going to call her. It's Lucy, come, and she should come and sit right in front of you facing your knees. She should not be jumping all over you and your kids, and she should come and sit, and she doesn't get any praise until she's sitting. And then Rich tells her what a good girl she is. And you can tell just by the way she's carrying her tail that she's enjoying the attention, and this also exercises her little brain, keeps her thinking. And she gets praised for a good job, so it's a win-win. Rich leaves her in another sit-stay. He walks out and faces her, so he can then practice the come on command with her safely on a leash. He uses his leash as a guide to get her to come right in and sit, and that's when she gets praised for a good job, and then back to heel position and back sitting. Now if she doesn't sit, you give that little tug that we talked about earlier in the video. As a reminder, she's a puppy. So there are times that she's not going to be wanting to do what you're asking her to do, but you absolutely have to enforce it, or then she's gotten away with it. Now the next commands that we're going to be demonstrating for you are your series of down commands. The first one is a down from a heel position. So with her seated at your left, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down and stay. Your long down stay when you're practicing right in your living room. There's no practical application for a down outside for the most part. So practice inside, make it easy on yourself. You'll be more inclined to practice. You're going to start out at about 45 seconds and you're going to work slowly up to 5 minutes. When Rich returns back, he walks all the way back around, stops at her shoulders, and then he gives her another command. She was picking up sticks and playing back here before the training started, so she's still looking for sticks. She's so cute. Always have her seated first before you attempt to put her into a down. Now, if she gets stubborn, you have to make her do it. And she knows this. You just saw her do it. So that's just her being Lucy and being a little fresh. And it was very gently handled. Rich calls her out of that down, has her sit, and then go back to heel and back sitting. That was better. And the very last command that we're going to demonstrate for you on video is the down from a distance. So have her seated first, leave her in a stay, turn to face her. This is the only time you're going to use your right hand to give the command. She's being really stubborn with these downs. I can't believe that she did the first one so perfectly and then decided not to do them anymore. And sometimes we try to do a perfect video, but then you don't know what to do when the dog doesn't do it for you. So we have demonstrated for you all of Lucy's formal on-leash obedience commands. She's a very smart girl. She does have a little bit of a stubborn streak, as you can see. We've worked very hard with that, and she was doing everything perfectly until I turned the camera on. We'll be practicing tomorrow when I bring her home to you. Make sure she's doing everything for you, and I'll answer any questions that you have. We really enjoyed having her. She's a sweet girl, and we will see you very soon. And thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.